Kevin, thank you for that kind introduction. We're thrilled to be here, the MathWorks Financial Engineering Conference. That's not the name of it. MathWorks in Financial Computations, Computational Finance Conference by the MathWorks.
You really got to get that right.
Maybe I just want to say that.
You may not have to say anything about that.
I would just say we're thrilled to be here. Thanks for the opportunity by the MathWorks. I'm excited to show you a number of things that we've been working on over the last few years, but before we get to the technology part, I want to talk about people. And this is a financial conference, so I want to talk about people in finance. Back in 2005, I was working at JP Morgan in a nice, well-paid front office job on the interest rate swaps desk. And a month later, February 2005, I quit that perfectly good job and started a financial analytics and consulting company. So why did I do that? What was the reason behind that? Well, I was successful in the position I was in. I'd grown the business 200% a year for 5 years running, so that was fine. But what happened as I worked there is I noticed that over time, I, like any good developer, and I have to be honest, I'm not a good developer actually, I'm horrible, but I do simplify as much as possible like a good developer does. So in my own simple head, I was starting to put people into one box or another, one category. And the first category of people that I would find were people that I called black box people. They were folks that needed to do certain calculations to analyze information in order to do their job, but they didn't really care sort of how it happened. They sort of pushed stuff into the black box, they pushed a button and expected it to come out, and ideally it would come out really fast and really accurate. And if they put something wrong into the black box, ideally the black box would just say, I don't like what that was, maybe you could change it a little bit and then I'll perform nicer next time. So those are black box people, and I'm sure you know lots of them. There are tons of them out there. But the next type of person that I contrast with the black box people, or what I call glass box people. And the glass box people have a desire, sometimes a deep down need to understand what's going on inside the box, how the gears work, what makes it move, what makes it blow up, what makes it go faster. And those folks are often responsible for actually building the boxes to begin with. They are the keepers of the boxes in some sense. And I'm guessing that you in the audience here today are here in part because you are glass box people. Are you getting that as well? Don't just get me. I mean, you gotta get the whole thing. And that's great because frankly, in my wholly unbiased opinion, glass box people are often a fair bit more valuable than black box people. That's, again, just my view. But in an organization, you have to be aware of the fact that over time, as you go up the ranks within particularly big financial services firms, you're eventually going to get to someone on the black box side who is likely your boss. So there's an interface there, if you will, between the black box folks on the left and you on the right, and a zipper line, as we'll say. So
Good job. That's
you
nice.
on the glass box side have an extremely important role because ideally you understand to some extent the perspective of the black box user. You know that they need to push a button and get something out really fast and really accurately, and can actually translate that into a functioning glass box, which you can package up and make black and give it to those other folks. But from my perspective, to go back to why I started this firm, is I believe there's a tremendous amount of value in sort of being in that layer between the black box user and the glass box user. In fact, the name of our company, you could say, maps fairly well to the black box intuitive user and the core glass box analytics builder. And so what we're going to talk about today, just coming full circle about what we're going to set up and discuss, is what we at my company have developed as our boxes from a very glass box perspective. We're going to sort of peel open how we do things and what we've developed over the years and give it to you for free, despite the fact that it cost us hundreds of millions of dollars and thousands of lives. So there it is. Without further ado, we'll get into some meatier content. As we started the company, we had to figure out what our goals were for how we built our boxes and, of course, what goes in the boxes. But really, there's a process of developing and creating good analytics, good tools, good boxes. And one of them was we needed to have a development process which was quick and reliable. For a small company, your burn rate is important, and time is money, and we needed to get things from idea to testing to production as fast as we could, and so that was critical. We also wanted our solution to be open and compatible to other technologies to the extent we needed to solve a certain problem, which wasn't easily embedded in the core technology we selected. We needed to be able to plug in other stuff to it. We also needed the interface to be both easy to learn and easy for us to develop. And again, you can spend a ton of time and energy on developing good intuitive interfaces. Fourth, we wanted to have our intellectual property protected. We couldn't have our code stuck in some Visual Basic macro somewhere, which is easier for someone to hack into and see exactly what's going on. And last, for those people who weren't using our software, we wanted to make sure that we could have our results shared very simply. So these were the 5 goals and objectives that we wanted to meet. And what did we ultimately come up with? Well, we thought and thought and thought and thought, and eventually we had an idea. That's actually a bald-faced lie. We beat our head against the wall, tried a bunch of different things, went through the painful process that everyone does who develops software, and ultimately over many, many years, and again, through great toil, sweat, and difficulty, came up with